Hi, I'm doing Paul McWhorter's Arduino Uno R4 lessons, and I'm up to lesson number 72. Now, because I was going on holiday, I guessed at what the homework was going to be, and I did it early because Paul said that we'd be using slider bars. So I used slider bars to control the blink delay, but really he wanted us to use slider bars to control the brightness of LEDs. So I'll just show you what I did before. Right, that's what my GUI looked like before. So I've just got the slider bars for the delay and the number of blinks like that, and that wasn't what he wanted. So this is my next GUI. Right, I've juggled things around a bit, but I've still got the number of blinks and the delay, and then I've got the bars for strength for yellow, green and red, yes. So I just want to mention a few things in my program. Starting with the PyQt one, we go down here, and then that's what's called when you do something to the strength slider bar, and here the values of the slider bar are for 1 to 100, and I'm actually using exponentiation to create the colours. Otherwise it would change quite a lot in the beginning, and then right at the top, you know, when it's going from, you wouldn't really notice much difference from 200 to 255 for the colour. And here, once I've worked out what colour it is, I'm not bothering to send the data to the Arduino if the LED is actually off, because there's no point. And further down here, what else have I done? Right, down here I decided that it's pretty silly to have your server program and you're telling it what colours to use and what LEDs to use, etc., and then on your GUI side you are having to do it again. So I'm actually sending my data, I'm sending LEDs, and what that does is it asks the server to send what colours I'm using. So there we are, it's stored in LEDs, and it also means that I can change things around a lot more easily. What else have I done to this? Paul was using a multi-line style sheet like that, and you can still use it as an F string. So there's the F for the F string there, but F strings use things like that to put variables in there. So it didn't like the thing that went like that. It said, oh no, I don't like that. So if you're wanting to use F strings when you're doing a style sheet, you need to put in 2 curlies and 2 curlies, but you don't put in 2 curlies around that, because that's what's part of the F string. And one other thing, when I'm blinking, I need to know whether it was already on or it was already off, because if it's on, I want to go off on, off on, off on, and if it's off, I need to go on off, on off, on off. So that is just to to save the state of the LED. But normally with a Boolean you would have it true or false, but it was a bit confusing because true on the Arduino is with a small t, and in Python it's a big T. So I thought I would do it like that, so it wasn't so confusing. So I'm using 0 and 1. What else do? Oh yes. Now I think a lot of people don't like it when I use partial. I'm using partial so that I can have far fewer functions here. So I've got one function for push button clicked, and with partial I'm passing in the colour. But if you don't like using partial and you don't want to do all this horrendous cutting and pasting and duplicated code, you could have a function that was called def push button red clicked, and then just call that passing in the parameter red, for example. So you'd have the push button red clicked, push button green clicked, etc. And that would save having to do all the duplication. And the only other thing here, I wanted to close the socket. You can't do it with the normal way that we did, I don't know, in lesson 70 perhaps. So you have to do it in PyQt, and it was too difficult, so I am not closing the socket. So that's enough of that. Right, we'll have a look at the Arduino program. Now I've set up a Boolean saying, are you using the traffic lights? Because I am using the traffic lights and Paul's using the RGB LED. So I wanted to allow for using both. So I've set up all that is the LED numbers for blue, green, yellow, red, blah, blah, blah. And then some arrays for the colours of the LED numbers. So what I do is I come down here, I say, if I'm using a traffic light, then it's those LEDs there. So it means green is 11, yellow is 12, and red is 13. But if I'm using an RGB one plugged into the same place, blue is 11, and then green is 12, and red is 13. So I'm just setting it up so when I pass back everything, it knows, you know, it passes back the list of colours, and it will know which one is which. Nothing else. Anything else here? Oh, and of course there I could actually, instead of having that traffic light in there or the RGB LED, I could have separate LEDs. So I could be using pink, purple, and what's the other one I've got? Pink, purple, and can't remember. Well, I've got another colour anyway. Orange, pink, purple, and orange. Now when I changed, what else have I changed in here? In the blink, there's the blink. Because it was just on and off before, that was an awful lot easier. I was just toggling the blink. And this is why I needed to know whether it was on or off to begin with. So I'm saying, if it's on, if the state of the LED is on, then I want to go off, on, off. Yeah, on. And otherwise, if it's off, I want it to go on, off kind of thing, which is what I mentioned before. And this bit here, that is just when I'm saying passing in from the client LEDs, I'm just returning a string containing all of the colours. So it's red, green, blue, or red, yellow, blue. Well, that is about all that is. So I will put that over there, and I will put that over there, and we'll try running this thing. In fact, if I put that up there, and then I click on that, then we'll be able to see what happens there and see what happens there. So we'll run this jolly old program. Right, there we have it. I'll move that over there. So first of all, it says, oh, we'll just toggle red. There, toggle red. And as you can see there, sent red on 255. And there, red 255. I won't click on there again because it makes everything go wrong. But you can change the brightness, like that, and then you can go blink and change the delay, and when you blink it, it keeps the right brightness. And you can put yellow on as well, you can put green on. Everything works as it did before. But what I can do, I will close that. I will go into my Arduino program, and all I need to do is change traffic light to false, and I'll reset that so it isn't on anymore, and you can't see right there. I will just remove that, and I will put in the same place my RGB one. I'll put that over there, so hopefully we'll be able to see what's happening. And I'll just run the program again. Right, there's the GUI. No, you stupid woman, you have to upload it, don't you? There, upload. What have I done? I forgot semicolon. Right, we'll try that again. Okie dokie. That seems okay. We'll try. We'll put that on there. Run it again. And as if by magic, it now is red, green, blue. And all I did was change one thing in the whatnot, in the Arduino program. So we'll try it again. We'll go toggle red on, toggle red off, toggle green on, toggle blue. Take the strength of that down so it's looking aqua-ish. You can still blink, and it's only blinking once, so it isn't that impressive. There, you can kind of tell it's blinking. The delay was a bit fast, so right, toggle green off, or toggle red on, and there. works like anything. So that's my video.